Hello, my fine feathered friends, and welcome. Geez, it's only been a week, and it feels like I am so rusty at everything involved with streaming here. I had to reset up a bunch of stuff. It has been a while since I've streamed Arc because I've been taking a little bit of a break. But yeah, I'm excited to take a look at what is new on Astraeos. And speaking of being rusty at this, it would help if I get the chat up on the corner of my screen here where it's supposed to be. There we go. Hey, Satoshi, welcome, welcome. You're first today. Woohoo! Let's test out our sound effects. I guess we don't have sound effects today. I'm so sorry about that. But I do need to get started. I'll have to have a look at that later. All right. Anyway, so a little bit of a heads up as to why I am doing this is I'm putting together a cool event at the end of March. I'm not going to be giving away too many of the details on that just yet. But it is going to be a competitive event sponsored by Nitrado with a whole bunch of creators. Some big names will be there, and it's going to be on Astraeos and celebrating the big expansion. So I need to take a look at said expansion and kind of get a bit of a sense of parts of the map that I want to make sure to showcase in the different races that I'll be putting together with my team, and what types of creatures we might want to use as well. I know some of the ones that have already been decided before they even brought me on as the event planner. But there's a lot of room in there for some creativity and for some additional planning. I think I'm close to the map edge here. What do you think? Yep, there's the map edge. Thought so. Okay, so let's take a look. Hey, Purple! Oh my gosh, thanks so much for renewing your membership. You are amazing. Thank you so much for all the support, dude. You're the best. 23 months. Jeez, almost 2 years. That's incredible. Okay, you can you hear me, or can you, it looks from my sound bars here on my mixer, it looks like you should be able to hear me fine, but can you hear the sound effects when I'm playing the sound effects? Because that's what I'm not seeing in my mixer. So yeah, that's what I was trying to fix. Hey, straightened up and flying right. Welcome, welcome, hello. And yes, I am the rusty bird today, Al. Yes, I am. And oh, I've got my lunch here, a smoothie that I made myself. Okay. So we've got an area with dunes, and Esphasolasuchus looks pretty cool. Look at that. That looks really cool. Okay. I like the dunes. I like that this isn't so super yellow as it tends to be on Scorched Earth and most of the other maps. I like that it's like a white sands desert. That's cool and gives it kind of a different look. Nicatus really does a good job with colors and lighting. That's what I love about his mods. What is this? Oh, we've got an area of red crystals. Is this red gems? I've been playing other games where I hit tab to open my inventory, and I'm going to be hitting tab all day here now. First, Hightail, which I will be getting back to, and then also the Guardians of the Wild Sky, which is really cool. It has a free demo out right now. No, looks like it's just crystal. But it is cool looking crystal for sure. And it looks like this is like an entrance to a cave. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Very echoey in here. Oh, hello. So there are this, oh my gosh, it's a rhino hive? That's creative. I mean, it makes sense there would be wasps in the desert, and they've got plenty of other types of insects in here. Okay, I'm going to turn on enemies invisible, otherwise this is just going to get annoying. And now they forgot about me. Okay. Huh. Well, this cave is interesting. Definitely lots of bugs. And these hive structures are really cool. More rhinos. So I guess it's got the male ones labeled as drones. Oh no, there's female Rhiniognathia drones too. So are those ones not breedable or something? Or is there a queen farther in? You can only hear me. Okay, can you hear the music too at least? I should be able to hear music. I could turn it up though. Where's my volume on this music program? There. Okay. Yeah. Tech is the best. We love tech. Okay, we got lots of crystal down here. And trying to think, if we did include this cave, what it would be cool and a little unexpected, you know, to do this cave with. Is this just a dead end? It seems like it kind of dead ends down here. I don't see anywhere else. Huh. Well, it might not be an artifact cave. It might just be just a Rhiniognathia cave. Really interesting sort of terrain in here. Now, how do I get out of here? I've got myself lost. Kind of a good sign with a cave. You want a cave to be a little disorienting, I guess. Oh, we got... Here we go. It seems like... Is there another passage over here? There is. Nakatas does such a good job with caves and stuff. Okay. And I wish I was going to have time to play this in survival, but I am not. So this is my chance to explore it. Okay. Well, we got a really interesting cave there. What else we got? I'm probably going to be decorating some smaller interiors for this event. We're not going to be going as detailed as we did for Extra Life. That's part of what they wanted. They didn't... Oh, there we go. There's one of the new boss, like mini bosses. The Scorpion King or Queen or whatever. But I'm probably going to set up at least like a starting area or something like that. Like at the start line of the first race. Okay, that's weird. It's just... Okay, the awesome spyglass doesn't know what to do with it. Let's try a vanilla spyglass. Could just be because it's new. We'll also try the Nanos reusable tech spyglass. See what those do with this. Okay, female Pulmonoscorpius queen, level 23. Okay. And did these get it right? Yep, I figured, because these are basically based on the in-game tech binoculars. Just slightly more information that you get from them, and also, of course, don't need a tech engram to unlock. But let's turn off that outline. Okay. Really interesting terrain here. Would be fun to build something like way up here. So what all creatures can you think of in the game, especially in Astraeos or among the newer creatures added to the game, that are creatures that more than one person can ride? Because we may be doing the event as teams of 2 instead of just individuals. This is kind of cool, little tiny sort of oasis. A really unique take on a desert. I like that a lot. A lot of nice rocky cliffs. And see, it doesn't all have to be yellow. What? I'm guessing these are oil rocks, hence their greasy appearance. Oh, and I like the loot drops. Look at the loot drops. Here you have a gift from the gods. Accept this gift with the gods' blessing. I'm in creative mode, don't need any of that stuff to junk up my inventory. But... so it can tell where the map edge is fairly easily. So that is good to know. This is interesting and kind of lends itself to being sort of, it would be very easy to make this into a track, the way this ramp kind of winds around the mountain and goes up and stuff. That would be very simple to do. We just have to pick just the right land creature to do that, though, and also have to Rasclark proof it and figure out how to prevent him from cheating by yeeting himself off the side of the mountain. Because the man will happily risk death if it gives him a competitive advantage. And yes, he is one of the people who will be there. He is one of the guests who will be competing. But that is now a necessary part of event planning. Plan it initially, and then you got to make it idiot-proof because everybody is dumb when they are at an event and under stress. And then you've got to make it Rasclark-proof in addition to that. And make sure to keep everybody going where you want them to, and not just assume everyone will follow all the rules without being made to. Evie, welcome. Hello, hello. Rock Drake, that's true. That's right. Rock Drake can carry a passenger. Leveling up your beaver army by running an OSD. Oh, geez. I hope you're going to record it, because that would be a fun video. I mean, even if you just called it running an OSD with my beaver army. Got some really fun and unique things that you're doing there, Purple. So if you wanted to make content about it, don't overthink it. Just do it. You know, even if don't overthink it. Don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to make it perfect. It won't be. It's okay. Just get it out there. And there we got a death worm. Nice. You can always make the next one a little better, and then the next one a little better, and in the meantime, you'll at least have something. Some nice ruins here. Oh, look at that! They've got some skeleton soldiers fighting the mantises. That is cool. I had kind of wondered if Nakatis was going to do something like that, since he had NPCs on his map Svartalheim. He had dwarf warriors and stuff. So in here, I guess we've got What does it call them? Does it label them at all? It labels you. Doesn't tell me what those things are. There we go. Skeleton Warden. Huh. So they are part of a different tribe other than Wild. They are part of the tribe Lost, essentially. So that's why they're fighting with wild creatures, because they are not part of the Wild tribe. Huh. Very cool. This is a really big dead tree, too. Yeah, it's bigger than it looked. Vant! Hey, welcome, welcome! Hello! The Amazon warriors were basically a beaver army. Ha 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 ha. Second desert map. Yeah, well, that's the thing about Astraeos. It's of course not just this desert map. It's got a little bit of everything, and it is all very artistically well put together. I like how the water veins kind of glow and look blue. Yeah, so I really enjoy Nikodis's artwork, and really, I have to say that everything he does is art. You know, the landscapes that he creates are art. I love that he has blue water here instead of like the brown water, even if that would be more realistic. I don't care. I want it to be pretty. Don't care if it's not realistic. Is this another one of the new building caves? Yes, it would appear so. And it's got some nice crystals lighting up the back as well. Well, I'm sure PvPers are going to love that one. It's got one entrance only, and it's really small and would be easy to defend. So yeah, PvPers, I'll even show you where this is on the map. This is 97.3, 84.1. There you go. And is this metal or what is this? Yeah, metal nodes right there at the entrance too. So yes, present for y'all from Nikodis with love. Nice little island here too. As a PvEer, I would probably prefer to build there because I don't like building in caves. Makes me claustrophobic. I like a view. A room with a view. Now look at that view. Here, let's take a screenshot of that. Let me turn that around. And I can also, while I'm in here, I can change the time because I'm not gonna deal with it going dark on me. Ooh, let's get a picture of that first though. All right, now let's put it to morning. Yeah, that's not good. Where is the morning sun coming from? It's not so good for taking pictures without any light beams, but at least it'll stay light a little longer. There we go. Oh, that must be the east. Yeah. Okay. I am loving the new computer, Charlie. I am definitely loving my new PC. I still dream of someday, sometime, doing a video on the build. I did record it because, you know, my first time building my own PC and all that. But yeah, it's been performing great. I haven't, like I said, I took like a month off from playing Ark. And then I realized that it's kind of weird, but every year since ASA dropped, I've taken about a month break from Ark around the same time of year. The first year, it was because, in 2024, it was because ASA was crashing so much that I literally couldn't do anything. It was crashing like every 10, 15 minutes. for a while there, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk away from it for a while, let them work on it, and then I'll come back to it. And so I took a break, played Enshrouded, Nightingale, Pal World, had a ton of fun. Really like those games, especially Enshrouded. Enshrouded's definitely a keeper. And then came back, and then in 2025 it was because I did the Monarchy 6.5 thing and was very burned out and needing a break from Ark after the intensity of that and all the technical issues that we had and stuff. And then here we are again, and this time I think it's probably just all of the intensity of Extra Life, and then Christmas event, and then just all of the different projects that I had. This was like the first time that I could step away from Ark for a little bit, just to play some other stuff. And I do intend on continuing to play other stuff along with Ark as well. I love Ark, and Ark is the foundation of my channel. I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for Ark, so I'm definitely grateful for that. But at the same time, I don't want my entire channel and my entire YouTube career to be dependent on Ark, if that makes sense. Because, the future is not certain. We don't know what's going to happen with Ark in the future. We don't know what's going to happen with Snail Games. I don't trust Snail Games as far as I can throw them. So yeah, I would like to broaden the base of the games that my channel is based around to include other open world survival sandbox games with base building other than just Ark, but within the same genre, so that hopefully the same people who enjoy Ark will enjoy some of these other types of games that I try out. This is a really interesting rocky outcrop. I like that. But this river here is really cool. It'd be fun to bridge across this with these deep cliffs. I can imagine, though, if you were on foot and you fell in here, yeah, that would be interesting trying to get out. Having some kind of like a canoe race or some kind of water dino race along this river could be fun. How far does this river go? Oh, and we've got, kind of like on Scorched Earth, we've got an area that's got some honeycombed canyons and stuff. Oh, nice. Always love a tunnel through a rib cage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We got lots of passages there. Oh, thank you, Zant. I appreciate you. Being my moderator. Keeping everyone appropriate. We do try to keep it family friendly in here because I know a lot of the people who watch this channel are parents, and I don't want people to have to, only watch my channel when their kids are not in the room or with headphones on or whatever, stuff like that. So even though it is not a channel for kids, it is for people who have families, And okay, so up here, I would probably want to start any kind of a race at the other end then and go down so they could go down this waterfall. So where does this go? This is really shallow, which would definitely be interesting for any kind of water-based critters. Okay, we got another waterfall here, but this is the start of this spot. So this could be a good potential spot to start it from, potentially, or we can continue going. Oh, wow, look at this. This is cool. That's very cool. I'll let you in on another little secret about the event that I'm planning. Another confirmed guest who is going to be there and competing is Nekatis, the map maker himself, is going to be there. And so I was asking him if there's any particular features or new things, you know, any particular parts of the map he's especially proud of that he wanted me to make sure to showcase. And he was like, nah, just pretty much the map, just pretty much all of it. Can definitely tell he put a lot of love and attention into all the details on this map. Oh, we've got a geyser. Kind of fun. Does it actually like shoot you upward? Not, at least not in creative mode, it doesn't. But hey, you can build your base up here, have your own little built-in hot tub. Nice. These are like some broken, gigantic trees or something. Kind of cool that they used some of the new assets. I'm assuming he used some of the new assets from Lost Colony, or at least some of the idea of it from the different hot springs that are in Lost Colony, and he made like a desert version of it. But I like the fact that he's really got so many different types of desert environments. It's not all the same. Some of the areas look more tropical. This area looks almost like a golf course with all the bits of grass with sand in between. That'd be kind of fun to do sometime, as in do some kind of golf themed event. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was trying to think what kind of creature would be a good one to race down a river. Oh, look, it even has a nice building here for the event to start in. Nice. We could do mantas, as we learned from the Extra Life stream. Those are definitely very interesting to race in shallow water because those things are very hard to keep alive. We actually had to have all these healing rings all over the place to keep healing them up because otherwise they would have died very quickly. Okay, so on foot you'd go over here and then you'd go up here. Very cool. What do we got here? Aw, Creep 3D artist, Nikatas, Astraeos creator, and Jet, executive producer at Wildcard. Got some nice credits. That's cool. Astraeos would not be possible without Nitrato. Aw, that's cool. Thank you, Nitrato, for funding this massive project. That is awesome. This massive project would not be possible without these amazing people. My amazing Discord mod team. Lawless, Hazariel, Jalen, and Miss Beans. Oh, wow. He's got a lot of Discord mods. Raffle Trafalgar, Mara Mayona, Rin Sipesa, Coca, Derbayer Launch, Looter, Laz, and Tim 2. Very cool. Yeah, that's the thing, Charlie. Is we had a lot of Healy rings for Extra Life, but we won't have that mod for this event because they want me to keep the mod list very restrained and keep the focus primarily on the map itself. So we aren't going to be able to have Racing Babies or the Maze mod, I don't think. Not unless I can, maybe I can talk them into it if I really, really see the need of it, but they want me to keep it restrained. The healing rings would be so handy though. But it might be possible even without them. What other types of water creatures or creatures that are good in water? And preferably something that has to stay in water or is faster in water so that we don't have certain people trying to take shortcuts across land. Trying to think, Diplopolus needs deeper water. We could give them more than one manta. Are there any mods that add the canoe back into the game yet? Canoe would be really nice. As far as other creatures that would be good in shallow water, Ankies are actually surprisingly good swimmers, and they're super super slow on land. So that could have potential. Because nobody in their right mind would try to race an Anki across the land, since they're so much faster in the water. We've also got things like frogs, of course, but those you could just jump really well. Meguanas are good swimmers, but also good in land and air. Yeah, Anki could potentially be a good one. And I was thinking about how to make it like a team event, and I thought it could be kind of fun to have an event where you have one partner on an Anki and the other one on a Karkanos. So the Karkanos can pick up and carry the Anki or can throw the Anki, but they both have to cross the finish line, and it doesn't count as their team being across the finish line until they both are. And so they'd have to figure out how to get both of them across the finish line. And maybe also say they have to, I don't know, harvest some metal along the way or something. Probably would be fastest, though, to just, in that case, just carry the Anki the whole way. Is that an S crocodile? Ooh, it sure is. It's all nice and glowy. S. Dinosuchus. You're not going to get fed with your head inside the cliff there, dude. Not going to have a whole lot of luck with that. But yeah, just Ankies could be fun. Maybe let the other person be on land, have one on land and one in the water, like supporting each other or something. No. Think of ways to make it unique. Mod called Jam's Canoe's been out for ages. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Welcome, by the way, Nightshaw. Welcome, welcome. Let me make a note of that to look that one up. Otherwise, I will 100% forget if I don't write it down right now. Jam's Canoe. Yeah, and I love the variety. Yeah, there is a lot here also from the canyons on Ragnarok. You can definitely see that inspiration as well, but it's got its own color scheme that matches better with Astraeos, with the really white sand and the very turquoise water. And I like that there's, you know, we've got some tropical areas like this too. And then what do we got up here? We got like the Badlands up here. Got a cool ruined tower. With the spiral staircase. It looks like it goes all the way up. You know, another creature that can fit 2 people is a Tapejara. I had thought about that as a possibility. Like, I've always thought it would be fun to do some kind of a PvP event where you have one person flying the Tapejara and then the other one in the passenger seat with like bolas or something. Make it like a PvP race. Since tappies can be bolaed, that definitely could make for an interesting time if they're trying to race and trying to bola each other. Ooh, what do we got here? This is cool. Yeah, Astraeos definitely has a lot of places where, you know, if you don't like building, you don't have to. Barely at all, at least. And just move right on into one of these things and have plenty of room. So cool. Yeah, with long necks. Yeah, I thought about something like that with long necks, but yeah, I don't want them having to wait on things waking up. I mean, they could have a bunch of stimulant or something. But the nice thing about bolas is that we just make the tapejara essentially fall out of the sky, but they could get out of it pretty quickly. Potentially, like if the other partner has a bladed weapon like a sword or something, I think they can use that, cut the bola. So they could get free potentially before they hit the ground. Which if they did hit the ground, they probably would take fall damage unless the riders jumped off right before they hit the ground. These guys look so cool. This is awesome. I'm assuming this is probably like the boss arena for the new Minotaur boss that was featured in so much of the artwork. He's got a little joke in here. What is the correct name of this map? Astraeos, Astraeos. Oh, nice. Oh, and these are buttons. You have to get the right answer to open the door. I happen to know it is Astraeos. I'm curious though, what happens if you hit the wrong one? Does anything bad happen? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe not. So he's got his own Minotaur maze here. That is awesome. Yeah, Mikey built a Minotaur maze for our Extra Life event. This is like a bigger version of that. And I am really bad at mazes, so I'm probably going to eventually give up here and just ghost out of here or something once I start to get claustrophobic or something. Okay, dead end that away. Well lit in here. I wonder if he was inspired by Mikey's build, which was decorated by, I believe, Beefy and Cyan and Charlie. But yeah, they did a lot of decorating of stuff like this with, you know, there was lighting and there was debris on the ground. I mean, to be fair, what else are you going to decorate an ancient ruined maze with, of course? But yeah, it just reminds me a lot of that. Oh, wow. This looks awesome. And very, very toxic, too. I'm guessing those are insta-death pits. Woo, but you can't jump over that. And this would be the boss terminal, I'm guessing. Yep, mini boss terminal. What do you need to summon Minotaurkos? 25 corrupted nodules, 25 megalodon teeth, 2 corrupted hearts, 5 lightning talons, and 10 Thiacolio hook claw. So there you go. This is really cool though. But yeah, I am just going to ghost out of here. Okay. Get out of ghost. There we go. I like how even though it is the desert, there's still water almost everywhere you look. There, it doesn't feel like as intensely dry and dead as scorched earth can tend to feel. This is a cute little inlet. This is basically my favorite map on. My favorite map currently to build on. Just because I love the lighting so much, just anything you build here is easy to take pictures of and turns out looking really good. You don't have to deal with the colors of the map kind of clashing with or coloring whatever you're trying to do. Because it's very white sand, bright turquoise water, green trees, blue sky. Apparently that's what Greece is actually like for people who've been there and from pictures I've seen. Maybe I'll go there someday. I would love to. But yeah, it's just really well put together artistically. And it's got a lot of sites like this that are just like designed to build something nice on. A lot of little flat areas and stuff. Very nice. Okay, we got another ramp course up to this mountaintop. Hey, Evan, I'm pretty good. How about you? Oh, Dread was helping him, huh? Serena, aka Dread. Very cool. Hey, Morgan Terry, welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay. For something like this, I think it would probably be cool to start at the bottom, have a track defined, and have them race to the top, or have them start at the top. And I am going to try to connect all the different race segments so that each one ends at the start line of the next one, rather than having to teleport them around. But if we're doing a race on some type of flying creature like Papajara, then it would be easy enough to have the finish line be somewhere like this, and then we could have like a Doedicurus race or something rolling down the mountain. The only thing would be to make it so they actually have to follow the track somehow, instead of being able to just yeet themselves off the side of the mountain and hope to survive the fall damage. So, yeah. Oh, and here we've got a nice little volcanic trench. I bet they're going to add the Magmasaurs to this once they're added to the game. It's like he's already got niches set up or something. This would be just perfect for Magmasaurs. We've already got Fire Wyverns, apparently. Because of course. What kind of wyvern are you? Oh, lightning wyvern, so it's not just fire wyverns in here. I was gonna say, I didn't think that one looked like a fire wyvern. A lot of cool little tunnels to sneak in there and try to snatch an egg. Gonna wait to play ASA till mods are updated. Which mods are you waiting for specifically? I have not been playing ASA a whole lot as of recent, but I have a cluster on ASA and it is actively played. And my players on my cluster, there's only a couple of mods that they were reporting issues with after the update. We don't have an Astraeos map in the cluster just yet because the way I do my cluster, my glasses are starting to hurt the sides of my head here. But the way I do my cluster is I don't like to have a whole cluster full of all the maps and have it feel empty most of the time. And people just get bored of the maps if they're all always available, you know? And so we have one permanent home map, which is Ragnarok. And then the other ones, we change them every so often. So anything they want to keep long term, they just have to move to Ragnarok. And then the other ones, you know, if there's a new map that comes out or whatever, we can switch one to that. We also are going through all of the core story maps in order for people to do the bosses on all of them. And so we'll keep doing that, switching. Right now we're on the island, and we'll switch that to Scorched Earth probably in another month or so. But right now we have Extinction, which was specially requested by people who wanted to get on there and tame gachas and stuff. But they're just about done with Extinction, and then we're going to be switching that for Astraeos. But they've said, please, can we have another weekend on Extinction? So it's like, okay. Because I pretty much let them have what they want. And yes, my cluster is free for anybody to join. It is for, the art cluster, though, is for channel members and Patreons. Just to help keep it to a really nice community, keep out, you know, it's just a very low bar of entry to keep out trolls and griefers and stuff, just to keep it a nice, friendly little community that doesn't require too much adminning either, hopefully. Oh, is that what? I added the Bombardier Beetles mod to this server. I'm in single player, but I added that to my servers and I hadn't had a chance to check it out, so I also activated it here on single player. So that's what they look like. Blister Beetles. So the Bombardier Beetles mod is a cool looking one. So anyway, if you're interested in knowing more about my cluster and just deciding if you're interested in playing there or not, I have all the information for it posted on my Discord, including like the mods that are on there and the rates and just the general culture of how I run it and stuff like that. You can read all of that on my Discord without having to sign, you know, without having to become a member or anything, and then you can decide if you want to. So this is kind of interesting. Like, what is this supposed to be? Is it, I would say it was cooled lava, but it's white. Huh. Really interesting. Hey, Gamerman James, welcome, welcome. Paleo Arc mods, some quality of life mods, several weapon and creature mods, among others. Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about the Paleo Arc mods and if those are updated or not, because I don't have those on my cluster. I really like the Paleo Arc mods, but since this cluster is meant to go like long term and stuff. I'm very cautious about adding dino mods that change the balance of the game. I don't really like to add ones that make the vanilla creatures feel unnecessary. And so yeah, we do have the Shiny Dinos mod. That one's a lot of fun because it makes very collectible creatures, because there's all these different shiny colors, shiny stats, shiny effects, and there's only a limited number of shiny creatures on the map at a time, and they're only there for like 8 hours or something before they despawn and new ones spawn. And so that makes them very collectible, which is a lot of fun then, and provides a lot of replayability even for people who've reached endgame, you know, and who have incredible creatures already. It's like, yeah, sure, I've got an amazing Rex army, but I don't have a flaming bouncy Rex. Or, you know, I've got amazing Archies, but I don't have a holographic Archie. I've got to go get the holographic Archie. Stuff like that. So, yeah, that's fun. Ooh. Pretty RGs. I also have the Z Dinos mods on my servers because the Z Dino variants of different creatures have the same stats and everything. They're not stronger than regular creatures. It just adds different color and pattern variants, but they can still breed with regular creatures too. So I believe, if I remember correctly, it's a cute little bridge. But yeah, this is definitely a trail right here. This is definitely a nice little path. There's going all through. This is definitely something that we need to do. It might be a good one to do for like an Equus race or something like that. There's a lot of dangerous stuff, but with Equus, they couldn't really get hung up on fighting it. They would have to just run and just try to outpace everything. Or another possibility, actually, this is an idea I've had in my back pocket for literally years. I've been looking for the right opportunity to use it. But I've thought that a Gallimimus race through the desert could be interesting. And that way you could have one person driving the car, one person controlling the galley, and then the other person riding shotgun, trying to pick off the competition. And the benefit of galleys also is, since they are completely weak and pathetic and squishy and cannot really fight, they would have to just run. And if they tried to take a shortcut and fell off a cliff or something, they'd probably have killed the thing. So hopefully that would provide some motivation to stick to the established and marked trail. But galleys could be fun. Just what's this doing over here? Come on. There we go. And another little sneak peek into the guest list for the event. Axeman's going to be there. Haven't done an event with him yet before, but that should be fun. And oh, hey, Mikey, welcome. Well, that depends on the question. What do you want to ask, Mikey? I mean, I think I can trust you. What do you want to ask? Galleys could be fun though, for a pathway like this. They're just so stinking fast, but so weak. And with the PvP elements as well, that would be an interesting challenge. You know what what might be worth doing, especially if we're going to have PvP elements like that, is maybe I should look up a very simple mod, or B+ might even have it as a feature, and I already know that's going to be on the server. with some kind of a dino healing brew or dino healing potion, because that way, you know, it would still slow them down. But if they could force feed their creatures some health brews or something to heal it back up again so that it doesn't just die and leave them stranded, then that could be good for keeping the event moving. Because I try to avoid, you know, everybody who's involved, like 8 creators are all going to be streaming, and I want to provide entertaining content to all of their viewers as well. So if people keep dying, or if their creatures die and just leave them stranded and they have to walk the rest of the way, that's kind of boring. That's not entertaining. So providing some healing brews could keep them in the race longer and keep it more tense and more exciting. What's the best monitor size for a single 1080p monitor PC set? Yeah, the thing is, Gamerman James, that would really slow them down to having to go to a medic area. And knowing how competitive some of these people are, they just wouldn't do it at all. They would run their creature until it died first, rather than actually have to take a pit stop. But if they could have a limited number of healing brews that they could force feed it while they're still in the race, you know, they just have to stop for a second to force feed it and then they can keep going, I think they might actually use them. Yeah, 43 inches for a 1080p monitor would be really blurry. I would only go with something that big if it was going to be quite far away from the person. Like if it's going to be on a desk, so their eyes would be like 18 inches or 24 inches away, then I would go for a smaller one, because then the picture will look clearer. It won't be super blurry. I have 3 monitors, but my 1080p monitor is it's not very big. I think it's 27 inch. But yeah, that's my 1080p monitor is one of my side ones, and my side ones, I have them turned to portrait instead of landscape, because having them landscape, I get a crick in my neck trying to look at the whole thing. So I have it upright so I can see them easier at a glance. But yeah, my other 2 monitors are 1440p. But if you're just going to do one 1080p monitor, it would depend on how far from the person it's going to be. If they're treating it like a TV, if it's going to be on the wall and they're going to be like on the couch or something, if they're going to be quite some ways away, then maybe 43 inches. Or if it's a big desk and it's going to be like 3 feet away from them, maybe the middle size, the 32 inches, maybe. But I wouldn't stretch it too much, or things will really start to look blurry. Okay, so that's definitely one event I would like to include. Now, I understand that somewhere on Astraeos, and I have not seen it yet, but somewhere here, oh look, there's more of that like white concrete river stuff. Anyway, there's apparently like an aberration area or something, rock breaks somewhere on the map. Anybody know where those are? What's under this? Nothing. Okay. I was just curious if it was like going to be replaced with lava or something at some point. This is kind of cool. Right on the map edge, she's got like a cliff, a canyon. I like that instead of trying to blend it with, you know, I like being able to see where the map edge is. So Otherwise, it can be a little disorienting to just hit smack against the mesh sometimes and you didn't know it was there. I kind of like having it more defined like that. This is a cool little area. We're definitely going to need to do a lot of desert races, but we might also include some of the other regions of Astraeos as well. What do we got here? This is another one of those new building caves, I think. This one's got a second entrance up here. Oh, for a second, before it loaded in all the way, it looked like there was lava under this. Oh, look at the baby thorny dragon! It's so cute! Oh, this is a cool little oasis there. I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I was like, wait, did that rock move? Yes, that rock did move. Hello. So has anybody tested yet? Do you have to have Bob's Tall Tales in order to use the Oasisaurs that are on Astraeos? I would assume so. The ab zone is in the desert somewhere. Okay. "32 inches would be just right for me since I like to lay down instead of sit at a desk." Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, my husband actually has a setup like that too, where he's got like an easy chair that reclines and he's got his monitor up on it's called an air desk, which is, I mean, it's really nice. It's just a stand that holds the monitor, and then he's got like a cordless keyboard in his lap, and then he has the mouse and mouse pad on one of the arms of the chair. It's really nice, really comfortable. He sits at a desk all day for work, so if he's going to be gaming or something in the evening, he does not want to sit at the desk some more. So yeah. I used to have that kind of setup also before I started streaming and making videos. It just doesn't really lend itself very much to recording, because yeah, your voice isn't, it's not necessarily good for enunciating your words clearly and stuff. Be laying down. This is a pretty pool here too. Oh, whoa. This is deeper than it looked. Really dark water. Jeez, how deep is this? I think it's not as deep as it looks. It's just really dark water. Huh. Well, this would be a cool spot for a base. You could have a water pen there. It's definitely deep enough to breed like mosas and bassies and stuff like that. And you could, there's even a nice little ruin there. Yeah, this would be a great spot for a base. I mean, look at the coords here in case anybody's interested. Look at that. It's like right by the map edge. 99.8, 51.1. Okay, I'll check Mikey. Thank you. Use my 40-inch TV when my iBuy power still worked. Oh, wow. Yeah. I've heard though that if you can get a decent one, computer monitors tend to be better than TVs for gaming, just because of the higher refresh rate that computer monitors can tend to have. So, I mean, I've known some people who, even as their TV in their living room, they actually were using a PC and monitor. They just had it set up with like a wireless keyboard and mouse instead of a TV remote. Oh, wow. Look at the clear up here. There's death worms. Wow. So the death worms aren't just in the dunes. Okay, we got another nice ramp all the way up here. Trying to also see what would be a good place, maybe with some land bridges and a lot of nice verticality. It'd be kind of cool to have a Megalania race. So I'm trying to think of some of the less used, less loved Ark creatures. Give them some love. Also, the fact that everybody involved would be likely to be less used to using those would help to level the playing field a little bit if nobody has a whole lot of experience using that particular creature. But I would like to find a spot where their unique abilities would shine. Now, this is an interesting looking house. This looks more, I don't know, 1700s to me. But maybe it also looks Grecian. Nice. Wow. Yeah, well, if somebody wants a base, room for absolutely everything in here. Huh. Oh, nice little courtyard on the roof as well. With a pretty white tree of Gondor. And oh, I didn't notice where I was since I approached it from the other side, but I am in Gondor. Here's Nicotis's take on Minas Tirith. That is so cool. I bet the Alpha tribes are fighting over this one, unofficial. It's cool that he decided to put one of the Argonauts at the end of the thingy here. I can imagine Denethor throwing himself off and landing on the statue's head. You like the, Mikey says, I really like the new cave locations on the north side bordering the water. I'll have to check those out. Oh, looks like we're having a sandstorm. That's cool that he included some of the desert weather effects too. Nice. Got all these little buildings in here. Oh, this is cute. Your own little waterfall. I think this is a mistake. I think this is probably going to be fixed because, yeah, I don't think that's supposed to look like that. Missing its texture. Be kind of fun to include a part of one of the races where they had to like throw themselves off the end here and use a parachute or something. Follow in Denethor's footsteps. Almost too white for the area. Well, I could see him making it want it to stand out. And, you know, him wanting it to stand out. What is this? It looks like some kind of siege engine that fell over or something. Or is that supposed to be like the Trojan horse on its side? Kind of looks like a stick figure of a horse. Little things like this. Just So cool. I haven't had a chance to look at that new map mod yet. Is it a map mod or a map extension mod? But where Nakatis overhauled the island? I would love to take a look at that sometime. Oh, you big meanie! You leave the baby RG alone! You get him, Mom! You big meanie! There. A lot of really nice big flat areas. It's kind of hard to see with the sandstorm. But I could definitely see doing some really cool builds here. Oh, look, we got phoenixes! Not just during a superheat. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to see if I can take some pictures of those. And the tether is not long enough. What I should actually do, probably. This would help even with flying around and looking at stuff. Is let's leave my body over here and go into spectator. Probably won't want to do this the whole time because in spectator I can't use a spyglass or anything like that. But it'll definitely help us see a lot of things better and take better screenshots and stuff. So I'm in single player, so I don't have to type cheat, but enable spectator 0. Okay. And then let's go into photo mode from there. And when we do that, now I can go into photo mode without any kind of a tether and can fly around wherever I like, all nice and smooth. There, I've let you in on some of my secrets. Okay, now problem is though, I'm gonna have to, I think it freezes everything. Yeah, I've got it set to slow motion 0. Let's turn it to 1 for now. I'm not sure it's going to update though. This works if I've already rendered an area in, at least usually it does. But I'm not seeing a lot of critters. Well, we can at least take some pictures of this. So, if Minas Tirith was in Greece or, I don't know, Arabia or something, a cute little inlet here. I need to look for some of those new weird turtle creatures that they just added. But yeah, this isn't going to work for looking at creatures. And I think when I go into spectator and then go into photo mode, I think it destroys my character. So I'm going to respawn again, but I don't care. Oh, I have to get out of photo mode first. There we go. And there's the creatures. Never mind. Just a second. Now that they're all rendered in, we can actually go see if we can get pictures of phoenixes like I wanted to. There we go. And let's put you guys in slow-mo, which helps a lot with posing them. Now look at that. I have so many screenshots in my files. I've got like thousands of screenshots. But I like using them for thumbnails and screen backgrounds on my PC. One of these days, I might do a calendar or something. I've thought about it. That'd be pretty cool. There's the other one. I don't know what my sound effects are doing. Why does it sound all garbled? I have to check on that, but and I don't think you guys could hear that at all. I don't know how they got messed up in the 1 week break I took from streaming, but anyway. Hey, Slayer, Xena, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Ooh. This is cool. This is really nice. I wonder if he's going to add to his Astraeos cosmetics set. That would be nice. Like, these are some textures that are not currently in the Astraeos building set. This particular white brick. And these kind of simpler pillars. I would love to see those in there. And those little arch supports as well. Be nice to see those available for us to use. So there's the red obelisk. I like how it glows all around it and these rocks here. Probably looks really cool at night. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. So can we get both that arena thing and at least a little bit of the sky thing? I've been lurking after hitting the thumbs up. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. This is a cute little spot as well here in this little island with the water lilies and flowering trees. What's that? flowers look like, I can't even think. Blech, I can't talk properly right now. I know what flowers those are based on. Hydrangeas. They look like hydrangeas, but pink. A really pretty tree, though. I don't know if there's a hydrangea relative that grows in the desert or not. But there should be, because it's dang pretty. Now, oh, this is cute. Oh, they've got little tiny stone person and little tiny stone dodo in their hands. Okay. Get some light beams going on there. Now these glowing tide pools, I'm wanting to check those out. Oh, and we've got a dead megalodon. That's a new one. Instead of a dead Bassie, it's a dead megalodon. Wow, these are really cool. Another dead megalodon. Almost look like dead jellyfish, but obviously they're not. Can you harvest them though for anything? I will have to get out of Spectator to find that out. Let's play with the light. I want the light to be a little more dramatic. Usually I like to set the lighting to like noon if I'm just building, but for taking screenshots, you almost never want it to be noon. You want it to be either morning or late afternoon. Get a little bit of that golden hour, warmer light going on, and the different angle of the light creates more interesting shadows that adds some drama. And then take it into the light to get some of that radiance and God rays going on. It's also nice to include, you know, pay attention to your framing and your foreground and your background, you know, try to include some depth in there. It just creates more added interest so the picture doesn't look so flat. Have something right in the foreground as well as a focal point that's farther away. Okay, now Mikey wanted me to check out caves to the north, but I can't even look at my map. At least not in photo mode, can I? Nope. Oh, I can. Just in Spectator. Okay. Okay. So you said it's up in the north, huh? The north part of Paranthos? Or like the north part of the map? This is an interesting, just little rock sticking out of the water here. There's another one, more of the same. Basically, yeah, just big piece of coral sticking out of the ocean. You know, I should have added that I should have added a Dino Finder mod to help with finding those new creatures. But I think I could do it. E plus is on here, and I think that has a scanning function. Potentially. I was hoping to just run into one. But so far, that has not happened. Satoshi says, is it me or does the structure and building in Astraeos look too polished and clean? Well, in my mind, it makes sense that it would look clean like that, even if it is in ruins and stuff, because of the fact that, I mean, what color is the dirt? The dirt is white, or very, very pale anyway. So it wouldn't have a grimy look necessarily. And this definitely looks like it is still inhabited, or has been up until very, very recently. This definitely does not look like one of the ruins that's been abandoned for 1,000 years. But there are other structures that do look more like a building that's been abandoned for 1,000 years. So I like that there's a variety. It kind of gives a depth and a sense of history to it, where you've got, you know, some modern stuff, but then you've also got some very, very old looking areas. And these guys definitely look older. They got a lot of cracks in them, and they're a little kind of grimier looking, but it's still within the same color palette, so it makes sense that basically they're like become part of the landscape. I think that would have broken off though. Don't know about the physics of that one. Ooh. And oh, is this a new group of islands? I don't remember these ones. That is cool though, having the... Oh, there's one of the new critters. There it is. Okay, now I'm gonna have to get out of spectator so I can come force tame one and have a look at it. Okay. Are you going to give me any choice of where to spawn? I'm gonna end up respawning with nothing in my inventory anyway, so I might as well respawn close to where I was, which I think was around here. Okay. Cheat, GCM, cheat, GCM, and then the third time GCM. You have to do that after you've been in spectator, because otherwise it's kind of glitched. It's like you're halfway in creative mode and halfway not. Okay, and then let's get some clothes so I'm not running around naked. We gotta make them fit with the map. There we go. Okay, now let's grab an AAT gun. Once again, I keep hitting tab to open the inventory. Okay. Grab an AAT gun, as well as the spy glasses. Oh, just grab the nanos one. That was the one I kept using the most. Okay. Oh, there's another one of the critters. They kind of remind me of water morellatops in a way. Now, This is from the mod Awesome Art Tools, I believe it's, or Awesome Admin Tools, one or the other. But anyway, it's great for events and admin stuff, but it doesn't affect regular players or survival gameplay at all, because you can only get the gun if you're in admin. But let's go to claim. I think it's claim that we want. No, tame. Let's do tame. So that does tame. That the other one does force tame, which if it's been force tamed, it doesn't need a saddle. I think that's the main difference. But we might as well have a look at the saddle anyway. Oh, and before we do that, since everything in creation is going to attack it as soon as I tame it, let's go ahead and make some of these so we can rescue it if we need to. Grand Tortugar. And yep, see, look at that. The sharks are after it. Alright. Yeah. Is there anything we can do with these? Can we, like, harvest them? Can we just get fiber? Okay. I was hoping you might get, like, biotoxin or something. That'd be cool. Biotoxin or polymer or something else interesting. Jeez, there's a bunch of them. See, they are like land morellatops. Body shape is very similar. 39, 15. Yeah, we'll stick with the one we got. Now, I'm assuming it has a special saddle. Where's my tooltips? Grand Tortugar saddle, Grand Tortugar platform saddle. We'll try both. How about that? Uh-oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, Parasaur. Parasaur is going to fight with a Drakeling. Probably will not end well for the Parasaur. Oh, oops, and I am, like, stuck inside it. Ah! I'm, like, stuck inside its mouth. Hey, excuse me, can you, like, let go of me? There. Jeez, look at the size of this thing, though. I mean, my character is not super tiny, but it is a little shorter than the average, but still, it's huge. Okay, open shell. That is just disturbing. It's kind of like a beetle or a bug. But, I mean, it's a fantasy creature. Can I not land on it? Okay, as soon as I get out of the saddle, it pops me out. Oh, passenger seats. So there are there are 3 passenger seats. Okay. Can I get into K mode or something? How about photo mode? Okay, so that's how you sit in there. Sit like cross-legged. Huh. The way it looked from the trailer and stuff, it made it look like, you know, you could just stand in there or whatever. But at least without a saddle, you can't. But it looks like you don't have to necessarily have a saddle in order to ride it. So that's cool. Well, let's see what your saddle does. First, the regular saddle. And closed shell. So what difference does the regular saddle, does that just give it armor? Closed shell. Looks like all it does is add like a bridle thing to the head, so maybe it is just armor. Definitely doesn't add anything to the back. 4 to the sides. Okay, now let's see what the platform saddle does. Oh, now we're talking. Look how high above it that is. I like the look of the platform, though. It looks cool and rustic. Wow, look at how long those reins are. Wow. Let's go into photo mode. Again, once again, sitting cross-legged. Let's adjust the time. Trojan turtle. That is basically what it is like. It does look like it's supposed to be a reptile. Not quite like a turtle. Like, I've never seen a turtle with horns like that. But definitely more reptilian looking. Let's take it back. New morning, give us more daylight. Okay, let's see how it is in the water. What is involved with taming these guys? Have you guys seen videos on how to tame them? I have not had time to look into any of that. Because it could be fun to have some kind of a race where they have to, or like we put a, what's it called? Catapult thingy or something on top, and then the other person can try to shoot at the other turtles. The other person in the team. Have a gunner and a driver. Apparently the people riding in it, at least they have oxygen, but I don't know. I wonder if they could see anything though. Here, can I get into one of the passenger seats? Doesn't really give me that option from up here. What about here? Nope. Oh, it's got a nice tail swipe. Okay, you guys. Geez, this is not supposed to be a feeding frenzy here. I'm gonna pick up my toys and go home if you guys are gonna be mean. Okay, anyway. Standard knockout thing. Huh. Pretty cool. You're using a mod that makes almost everything a knockout tame as an option. That's cool. It has to be open to mount on the sides. Okay. Yeah, I was just rewatching because I was thinking about editing part of it for a video or something, but I was thinking about the event that I did in December for Rasclark's 300 subscriber celebration. And yeah, they had a I decided that this lava river is the river Styx, and they were going into a parkour course in the underworld. So first they had to have a boat ride down the river Styx, and so yeah, I figured out just like one spot where you could put a trireme into the water and it wouldn't immediately be destroyed. Like, it would let you put it in the lava. It was taking 70 damage a tick, but that was still enough for it to last 10 minutes or so. So I had one I had one in the lava here and a bunch of chairs on it for them to sit in so they wouldn't get scraped off into the lava. And then we had a nerve-wracking ride up the river to here where I had a bridge and a teleport and stuff. It was quite the crazy race. I really should clip that and make a video of that part of the event, because that was pretty fun. Okay, now where are we at? Okay, we're going up north. Apparently there's new caves somewhere up north, is what Mikey was saying. So many great spots to build, though, on this map. So many great spots. All these beautiful little islands. I love the contrast. The dark green grass against the white sand. Purple trees. So pretty. Ah, this is also new, I believe. I don't remember anywhere with black rocks up here before. So I think this is new. Or he's redone it or something. It's interesting. We've got like lighter colored rocks on top of it. Huh. Well, the contrast definitely make it easier for you to find metal nodes and stuff, I guess. And more dead megs. It's just a niche, I think. Yeah. I think I remember this terrain from before, but I don't remember it being this black, but maybe I've just forgotten. Cool autumnal looking forest. And there's some kind of an astral, oh yeah, astral Carno. But yeah, I don't remember the autumnal forest area being this big before either. So it definitely seems expanded. But I believe this is the temple that we also used at that same event on Christmas. So yeah, this is something that was here before, but it's been expanded or changed. But anyway, we had a mod on here. We had the Christmas Ascended mod, and it adds a snowboard as a thing you can actually ride. So I set up a course to do snowboard down the mountain, and that was pretty fun. Started from the temple up top. But this time, not supposed to use any mod creatures, except I figure it probably doesn't count the ones that are from Nakatis's own mods. So I might be okay with using some of the creatures from the Astraeos Mythological Creatures mod. Or maybe the S-Dinos mod. Just look at the colors. And the lighting is just gorgeous. Just a little more light. Oh. Just like that. Just the blush of dawn there. Check some other angles here. It just looks totally different and has like a totally different mood to the picture, depending on the time of day. I really do love the tools, the photography tools that ASA gives you. That's a nice one. This definitely be a good place for maybe a horse race, or we do need a Meguana race somewhere in there as well. Want to make sure to showcase the unique features of the map. Oh, we got built-in roads here. That's pretty cool. Nice Roman roads. Oh, little house. I like the fact that there's ruins of all different sizes. Like there's the whole city of Minas Tirith, and then there's just little cottages like these. And it seems like only one of them you can go inside. The other one's boarded up. Oh wow, look at the S dire wolves. They're so gorgeous. Evan says, thinking of doing an ASA run without creature mods and have a mod list similar to yours with a few additions here and there. Yeah, it sounds like fun. I should definitely check out the channel in my Discord. I've got one called Songs Mod List, and it's got more than just my current mod list. It's got all of my past, well, since I started the channel, I guess, on the Discord. Oh, here's at the Aberration Zone, it looks like. Anyway, it's got a lot of past mod lists as well, so if you're looking for suggestions or mods to check out and browse, it's a good place to start. Look how pretty. So is the Rock Drake area down here somewhere? I'm assuming it probably would be. Okay. As part of one of the events that has been specially requested is a trench run with Cosmos. So I have given all the other ones a heads up that they should practice with Cosmos, because otherwise I might as well just hand it to Ross Clark. Mr. Spooder Ross. Should be interesting though, how doing it with a partner. I haven't figured out yet how the partner would be involved in that one. Since of course only one person can ride, it can use a Cosmo, and the partners might not be equally matched as far as Cosmos. Maybe the other one could take some kind of creature, like, I don't know, a really good roll rat with a saddle, and has to roll rat down here and then provide some backup for their partner or something. Haven't seen any nests yet though. Aw, I'm one happy bat amongst birds. I'm glad that you are a happy bat. So pretty. I haven't the nests down deeper, or have they just not rendered in yet because I'm in single player and haven't been down here yet? These definitely look like they should be nests. Niches. And you should come home with me, because I also was going to potentially use a Carcanos. But why would you have to be a level 5, huh? That's dumb. Yeah, all of the nest niches appear to be empty. It looks like this does continue down deeper. Wow. Somebody commented earlier that I don't necessarily need to switch my servers. Oh, there's a nest. I don't need to switch my servers to other maps because and all of the maps are basically on Astraeos. And that is true as far as creatures go. Oh, look, there's aberrant dimorphs. I want them. I want them. No, no. Oh, dang it. Carcanos killed it. Come here, aberrant dimorph. They have those on regular aberration, but they're just so rare, and usually when you're in the red zone, you're not exactly looking for dimorphs to tame. So barely anybody tames them or even knows that they're there. This could be a spot where their partner could be on a crab and have to run down here with a crab and fight off the rock drakes. I don't know if they'd have a snowball's chance in hell of surviving against the rock drakes, though. Okay, I've looked at 2 eggs and they were both level 23. What is up with that? Okay, well, I guess they're not all level 23. They're all crappy. Oh, S rock drake. These are cool. I'm trying to think, what else is there that they could fly down here with? Or roll down here with? Is there anything that could keep up potentially with somebody using a Cosmo? Ooh, there's an astral one. You are cool looking, my friend. Kind of like this almost better than aberration, just because it's got all of the different zones kind of in a smaller area. Aberration is gorgeous, though. I do love aberration. These stalactites, though, I wonder. There was a thing you could do with stalactites in ASC, but so far it seems like a lot of the stalactites in ASA, it doesn't work. But can we snap a cliff flap to it? That could be interesting. Ah, we can. That could be interesting for a Cosmo course. Got a lot of stalactites could snap things too. The fish are doing the weird thing again where they're like swimming in circles mostly out of the water. You guys, I don't know if it's the lighting in here or what, but oh, you know what? I think I still have slow-mo on. I don't think it's on very much though, otherwise you guys would be a lot slower. No, it's not that. It's just my graphics being all weird. It's just this area though, and my GPU and memory and everything are fine. Probably just the weird lighting effects. I do like though that it seems like it should be fairly hard to get lost. Like there's just one cave passage and then one big trench, big hole in the ground. So that has potential. They are supposed to go down and then come back out with a rock drake egg. Gamerman James says that Abbey Cave, you don't get rads, but you do get poison damage, like in the bug cave on the island. Huh, okay. Good to know. And Evan says, thinking of building a ranch with house, barn, and such on Ragnarok. What skins or structure mod do you recommend? Also, ASA needs more variety of fish too, and not just from mods. Yeah, I agree. And I'm hoping that with Genesis Part 1, when that comes out, they'll be adding that because there's going to be a big emphasis on ocean on that map. Apparently they're getting rid of the whole teleporting between different biomes thing. It'll, from the sounds of it, hopefully be like one continuous map, and it'll have an ocean all the way around it, like in the island, and possibly have ocean between the biomes as well. And so the Bob's True Tales expansion content for that map is going to be pirate themed, pirate ships that you can build and customize, which sounds absolutely amazing. And so I'm guessing they're going to add a lot to the water with that map when that comes out, at least hoping. In the meantime, someone on my Discord recently told me about the same guy who makes the Z Dino variants. He also has one called Z Dino Ocean Life. And so I added that one as well to my servers to just give more variety in at least the colors and types of ocean creatures that there are. The other thing about the Z Dino mod that I like is it does add a few creatures that were in ASE but have not been added to ASA yet. Like there are Cynomacrops. There are Z Cynomacrops that you can tame. This is gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. You can definitely tell that Nakatis loves waterfalls. Stunning. Cozy Cabins is a nice one for castles, for cabins and stuff. It kind of depends on the style that you want to go for. If you want to go for something more modern, there is one, I think it's just called Barn or something like that, that has kind of a clean, crisp, almost slightly cartoony look to it, that, that has like red barn pieces and with white trim and all of that. It looks pretty cool. I'm trying to remember what that one is called. I cannot remember what that one is called, but You search for barn, you'll probably find it. I think it was called barn or farm or something like that. There's also one that I saw in the mods shop recently, but I haven't had a reason to buy it myself yet. But there's one called country houses, something like that. So if you want to go for more of a rustic US South country sort of look, it has structure cosmetics to make things look like they would fit in there. Wow. Also, yeah, Cozy Cabins is a great one. I love Cozy Cabins. It's got a lot of good rustic stuff. I like to mix mods, so I wouldn't just use one. To be honest, I probably use a lot of just the Bob's Tall Tales Frontier skins, because those are great for ranch type stuff. And then just add some accents from some other things. Oh, definitely a must-have, of course, would be Aaron Longstaff's Western decor. Either the structure mod or the skins mod. If you have the space for it in your mods list and aren't going to struggle with a mod that's like 1.5 gigs or more, then the structure mod has a little bit more than the skin set. And in my opinion, at least, it's a little easier to find what you're looking for because, of course, each structure is separate in the engrams list, in the crafting list, rather than having to make one of just a few items and then toggle variants to find what you were looking for. But yeah, Aaron Longstaff's Western decor is awesome. Even if the man doesn't do most of his decorating himself, he knows what he likes. And having a builder making decor, definitely he knows how to make things the right size and shape, and just the things that you need, the things that you are going to be most looking for in a mod like that. He definitely includes tons and tons and tons of variants. And that mod is totally free also, by the way. And Castlecraft, I love Castlecraft as kind of a default for almost everything, just where you'd like a little bit of a stone texture or a nice wood texture. There's a new Frontier set in Castlecraft now, and that has some nice weathered wood looking pieces that don't necessarily look medieval, they just look rustic. This is pretty in here. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I'd probably build my base here. Wow. I think he's definitely expanded this. I only remember there being one island before that had all of the sparkly purple trees on it. I like with maybe a little bit of swamp around it. I definitely don't remember it being this big though. What was that? Oh, we got poison wyverns, or is that... That's a poison wyvern. Are they all poisons, or... I think that one's a lightning. Yep, S lightning. Okay. Lightning. Poison. That would be the one thing about building here. Have some not very friendly neighbors. Might be worth putting up with them though, it's so pretty. Huh. You just would have to have turrets set up or something. Yeah, I think there was just the island and like this section before maybe or something. Hey, Casey, welcome. What you think of the map so far? Thinking about buying it, not sure yet. 100%. Even before this expansion came out, this was like my favorite DLC map because it just has the most variety. It has the most content. Nikatis is an absolute master. The man knows building maps, and I really like, as a builder, I like the terrain here and the lighting. It might not come across very much in the stream, I don't know, with YouTube's compression and stuff, but a lot of the maps, the lighting, especially in sandy areas, is very yellow, which can make it hard to get a picture that looks nice and bright if you've built something and you're trying to get pictures of your build. But on this map, everything looks gorgeous. The white sands, the white cliffs just make a really nice backdrop to whatever you want to build. And then it's got so many other interesting biomes and features, like this area here with these sparkly purple trees. It's got, I mean, just fun little details, like, you know, a little spot here with some beautiful pink trees. It's got ruins scattered all over, and yeah, that's not even counting the new areas, the new creature, the fact that this is the sample base that I built for a video. I did a video recently where I just needed a base as a backdrop. Like, it didn't have to be anything fancy. I just needed some shots of people running around wearing some particular cosmetics because I was hired by a modder to make a video showcasing his cosmetics mod. So anyway, yeah, that's my sample base over there. I made as a backdrop for that. But yeah, just the use of color. The distribution of creatures is really nice as well. The oceans are really big and have a lot of variety, but they're not too deep, which is actually kind of a fun combination, in my opinion. Got this big volcanic area. The caves are really cool as well. Oh, and it's got just fun little Easter egg type stuff, like this island is kind of funny. It's a great place to come to tame Equus because it's got lots of Equus on it. But it also has an interesting little mini boss up here that we used for one of the events on the Extra Life stream I put together. See this guy? Oh, I have to turn off enemy invisible. No. So yeah. Oh, I'm not in God mode. Just a sec. See, yeah, it sends you absolutely flying. So yes, that is the mini god of sheep, apparently, and it is not tameable or anything, and that's all it does. It doesn't leave this ring. It just stays in there, and if you dare to go in there, it yeets you to Kingdom Come. So yeah, my friend Zanzibar built a soccer little area around this, and then for the Extra Life event, he built this little soccer mini game. We had a couple of the sheep in here. Oh, can you leave that now? You weren't able to leave those before. Well, maybe you can now. Anyway, yeah, the people playing had to be the balls, the soccer balls, so they had to run and position themselves in front of the goals so that the sheep would butt them into the goal. So that was fun. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Ark maps. I bought it when it first came out, the DLC version, and have absolutely never regretted it. This area down here is cool too. We got ruined, crashed ships, shipwrecks. And I just love how it feels like it's got history to it. Like, there's different types of ruins. You've got really, really old, ancient, broken ruins. And then you've got things that look more fresh, like they might still be in use or have been in use up until very recently. Like this is all covered with moss, but we were looking at one earlier that looked like it was still being lived in. And, you know, in the old world, that is kind of what you get. You know, you've got places that look ancient and yet still being kept up and not ruined. And then you also have ruins and stuff. But if you don't like building, this is a great map because you can just move into some of the ruins. If you do like building, it's a great map because it's got tons of great spots to build in. So either way, you're covered. And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, even more so because Nakatis is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and so he usually includes Easter eggs about it in most of his maps, it seems like. And yeah, let's just say these ones are not subtle. We've got the Argonath here, and we even have the entire city of Minas Tirith in the new area. So yeah. There is a massive deep ocean part of the map with all the deadly things. Yeah, I figured there was. I wasn't sure where, but I know there is like a deeper ocean trench. And then you've got this crazy volcanic biome that is like a combination of a volcanic biome, kind of like what the Dead Island biome, whatever, on the center really should have been like. But it's also kind of like extinction. You've got extinction stuff here because instead of corrupted creatures, there's these lightning creatures that are basically like corrupted creatures, but a different color. And there even are OSDs and element veins on this part of the map. But they look different. I'm trying to see if I can find one. Yes, bags. You want to be my friend? I want to have you in my pocket too. Could maybe test out level 10. I should have added the custom dino levels. I should have added the custom dino levels one, but I did not. Ooh, and there's an S dire bear. Love how those blow. And oh, the actual volcanic areas are just so cool. Of course, I always see the OSDs and stuff when I was over here building for Extra Life, and I have to get rid of them really quick because if I didn't, they'd start spawning in high-tier creatures that I was not prepared to deal with. But now, of course, I'm not finding any. But yeah, this is definitely not an area where many people would choose to live, but it's great for coming to for adventures. And it's got a lot of resources, great place for metal and stuff like that. Okay, I'm turning enemies invisible back on. And now they forget about me. Anyway, the OSDs actually look like a giant pitchfork or lightning bolt or something stuck into the ground, like a big god-sized trident. So they still are in keeping with the Greek mythology theme of the map, while including the content of essentially an OSD. And so that's cool. Oh my gosh, look, there's a corrupted stego. What level are you, gas bags? Are you better level than that level 10? Yes, you are. Come back here. Come back, come back. Anyway, of course, I'm not going to see one now. But the element veins also look really cool because they look basically exactly the same as the ones on Extinction, except they're kind of golden colored instead. So they just kind of fit with this terrain better. Ah, well, single player. What can you do? Nothing spawns in until you've brought it into render for a while. What do we got up here? It looks like if you were going to build something in this biome, this is probably where I'd build it, like an actual base. Because then you're connected to that by land, but it's easy to defend. Just put some gates across to keep the critters out. And you don't have the oppressive dark lighting scheme of that area. It's actually nice lighting. Unlike this. So anyway, yeah, what's the name of this? Therakis. That's the island of Therakis. So let's head down to Peripherals. I like the style of the mini map as well. It looks kind of like an old hand-drawn map. No worries. Hope that answered your question anyway, Casey. Okay. Okay, this is definitely not the deep part of the map. Oh, speaking of deep parts of the map, though, I'll show you. Where is that? Over there. Of course, it would be on the other side again. Oh, wait, I do not remember this over here. I don't remember there being an island with floating islands on it. Yeah. Ah, behind the mesh. I wonder if he's still working on that area. Looks so cool. Well, I can go through and take a closer look, but the mesh means it's obviously not finished. So we'll leave it. But anyway, yeah, check this out. There's a hole in the bottom of the ocean. This blue hole is so cool. With all these Titan and statues and stuff. And it's a lot bigger than it looks. We did an event in here for Extra Life as well. We had like a crab toss event here that Beefy built, and who else was involved in that build? We had an awesome team, and people helped each other on things so much. It was kind of hard to keep track of who was in charge of which projects. But anyway, yeah, this is cool with all the giant coral and whatnot, and is a great place to tame Carcinos and Spinos, including apparently aberrant Spinos. But yeah, you kind of have to fly in and out. But I'm guessing the deep part of the ocean would probably be close to this, right? You would think, but maybe not. Oh, really shallow. Oh, now we're talking. Okay, now we've got deeper parts of the ocean, at least a little deeper. Ooh. This is cool. I haven't seen this underwater cave before. This is really cool. Wow. Oh, those are black pearls. I was like, are these black pearls or are they just a decoration? They are black pearls. Wow. I think Nakatis is really smart, though, to keep a lot of his independence, because even though he's had maps like this become official DLCs and has worked on other official DLC maps like the Center and Valguero. Well, no, he didn't work on the Center. He worked on Valguero And he also has recently released either a map extension mod or a map mod, not sure which one. But he redid the island as well, unofficially, of course. But the reason why he's able to do stuff like that is because he's not actually a wildcard employee. He contracts with them sometimes, and they have bought the rights to maps from him, but he's not actually their employee. And so I think that helps to keep him from getting burned out and kind of bogged down with other projects and stuff, kind of like poor Cedric, who made that amazing Primitive Plus mod back in the day and then was hired by Wildcard and wasn't even able to keep his own mod up to date because they had him, he was working so hard on other stuff, he didn't have time for it. We got lots of shipwrecks over here as well. With crates and stuff on the beach. This would be a good place to start out, I'm sure. But yeah, there's the shore of the desert region here. The new desert region. And that, like I was saying earlier in the stream, I love how it is unique. It's not just a scorched earth area, It's really its own thing. It's an Astraeos desert area. And it looks like it fits with the rest of the map. With that pale colored sand, that really white sand. This is from Greek mythology. My Greek mythology can't talk. My Greek mythology nerds will probably be able to tell me what myth this is from, but I remember hearing about one where a guy was like chained up and then they let birds eat his liver or something like that. That's what I would guess is happening here. So there's little bits of environmental storytelling too, as well as the gigantic statues in the sky that you can see. Like, those are actually the obelisks on this map. So that's the red obelisk, the one with a lady over there. I think that's the blue obelisk, or maybe the green one. And then there's also like Zeus or something that you can't see from here. And he's the other obelisk. But I mean, look how many nice flat open places to build that are nice flat open places to build, but they have interesting terrain around them. So whether you like to build out in the open like I do, or if you're a PvPer and you like to build in caves, there's a lot of buildable caves on this map as well. So yeah, he really knows how to give the art community what they want. This is kind of cool. I do like this hot springs area as well. Desert hot springs. And we've got more lava over here. And this is where the fire wyverns, and well, not just fire wyverns, but this is where the wyverns hang out. And the pyromanes. Pyromanes, are they always lava proof? Or is it only before they're tamed or something? Is having a pyromane race through the lava biome could be kind of cool. And I still don't know what these white rivers are about. There's like white concrete looking, or what, some kind of white mineral rivers here that are totally smooth. Lots of crystal around them. I love this down here. It's so gorgeous. Whenever I'm on this map, it just makes me want to build stuff. It's just so gorgeous. And it also makes me want to take screenshots constantly. Like, look at that. Now that's a picture. If I ever saw one. It's some of the ripples on the beautiful turquoise water. Pyromane is Ras Clark's favorite. They're Ras Clark's favorite. Oh yeah, that's right. He hates them. That could be a point in their favor. I mean, we were including his actual favorite creatures, so maybe we should also include his least favorite creatures. And this definitely looks like it would be a good place for, like, I don't know, a Titan fight or something. Like, look how big and flat it is. Really old looking ruins. And check it out, there's even skeleton NPCs. What's in here? I'm not high enough level, seriously? Nope. That's okay. Not actually playing in single player. I just use my single player for filming and for testing out builds and testing mods and stuff like that. Wow. Oh yeah, and there's Minas Tirith. For those who didn't see it when I showed it off earlier. If Minas Tirith was in Greece, there you go. Well, I think I definitely have a lot of material to work with. What do you think? What are your favorite parts of the new map? Ooh. This map also has its own type of alpha type creatures. They're called Astraeos, and apparently they're like god powered or something, you know, they are god tier versions of the regular creatures, and so instead of a red glow, they have like this prismatic blue and sparkly glow. This coral reef island is cool. It have pearls. It would be a good. It seems like it'd be a good place to get pearls. And this one doesn't even have any trees on it. Just a coral reef, and there's the new critters. Weird looking reptilian, sort of morellatops looking like things. Definitely I need to use those for an event. Maybe also some mantas. Mantas are really fun to ride. We could have like a course out here in the ocean with some obstacles for them to jump over and stuff like that. Definitely have to consider that. Going to be working hard on creating this event, though. It's not going to have a ton of building, a detailed building. That's not really what it's about. But, you know, I still do need to figure out the routes for each of the race segments and what creatures we're going to be using and, you know, get it all set up and stuff. Thankfully, I have some of my building team is going to be available to help as well, which is awesome. This is cool. So basically, in my mind, Astraeos is the new Ragnarok. It just is. It's, you know, everybody used to love Ragnarok for being like the best all-purpose map to live on and play on and, you know, maybe go on adventures to the other maps. But if you could only choose one, then it used to be that Ragnarok was the favorite. Well, now in ASA, I think that Astraeos is going to eclipse that. So I might need, I'm probably going to need to make a permanent addition to my cluster of an Astraeos map. Probably should just bite the bullet and accept that, because yeah, everybody loves this map, and it's got like all the creatures on it, just about. Just, you never run out of stuff to do. At least I don't. One of the nice things about building, though, if you really get into building, then you never run out of projects, because there's always another spot where you want to build something, or like a tower right there would be cool. Or new building mods you want to try out, or stuff like that. All right. Well, oh, this is a cute little spot here too. Okay. Well, I'm gonna need to end this stream pretty soon, so I'm going to look and see who is still streaming right now, because I can't go late tonight, unfortunately. I'm gonna be hanging out with my hubby. Promised to play some Enshrouded with him tonight, so that should be fun. Okay, let's have a look here in the studio. Oh, and by the way, if you are at all interested in games that are not Ark, I love Ark too, but if you like other games as well, I just dropped 2 long-form videos and 2 shorts about another game that I am like in love with, and it's called Guardians of the Wild Skies. And there's a free demo available for it now on Steam. And the demo is cool because it lets you play, basically, it lets you play the game for 8 hours and do whatever you want within the game for 8 hours. And that game, to me, feels like if Ark, Pal World, and Aloft had a baby. Like, it feels like a combination of those 3 games. The graphics are a lot like Ark. It is Unreal Engine 5, and it is gorgeous. It has, but the creature catching mechanics and how you can use those creatures feels a lot more like Pal World to me. And you actually can like set up your creatures to do tasks for you around your base and whatnot, like in Pal World. But they're fantasy creatures that are not cartoony looking. It doesn't have that cartoony look to it that Pal World has, that some people like and some people don't. And then it has some similarity to Aloft because of the fact that it's in sky islands that are floating in the sky, and you can literally build airships and use airships as your base and fly around and explore the world, and it has boss fights and stuff. I can't wait till the game comes out in full release, but for now, I'm almost finished with 1 8-hour playthrough that I've been recording and making videos about, and I actually want to do another 8-hour playthrough, and I'm going to see if I can get some other people to join me in that, because I want to see how far a group of people playing multiplayer together could get. You know, we might be able to get to a point of beating a boss or building an airship or something like that, which would be really cool. Thank you, Zant. Appreciate that. Yes, please hit the like button if you have not already. Give it a nice peck. Give it a nice peck with your beak. And customization. Let's redirect. All right. Ras Clark is still going, of course. And hop. And Z1 is playing a looks like he's playing World of Warcraft. Brian Menard is playing a Walking Dead game. Let's raid Ras Clark, since he's also playing Astraeos, and you guys will probably enjoy that. Can we beat this in one run? That's what he's trying to do, apparently. All right, well, make sure to tell Ras Clark that I said hello. And I hope everybody had a great time. I know I did. It's been great just hanging out with everybody. And if you haven't already, come hang out in my Discord. Think about joining the Patreon and supporting the channel. I would appreciate it a lot. I'm trying to grow this into a professional full-time channel so that I can help out my family. And so, yeah, it might seem like a small thing, but it really does make a huge difference for me. So thank you so much to everybody for watching the videos and the streams. That's the main thing, really. But then also big thanks to those who support the channel monetarily. I'm going to shout out some, come back here on YouTube. I'm going to shout out some channel members here. Thanks so much to my cuckoo birds, Purple Typhlosion and Disturbed Ghoul. And also to my home birds, Mean Wren and Rick Williams. And then I'm going to read out some of the names of some of the birds of a feather as well. Thank you so much to Wayward Colt and Bob the Builder and Bob Rowe to Bro and to Tiggerific and Amelie and Williams, Steve 859, Zanzibar, and Mikey's Gaming Oasis. Thank you guys so much. I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of your night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Make a mistake.